The Secret of the Moonlight Forest. A Bedtime Adventure. Chapter 1. The Whispering Map. In the peaceful village of Willowbrook, nestled between hills blanketed with wildflowers and ancient trees, lived a curious girl named Lila. Her bright eyes sparkled with wonder, and her heart was full of questions. Every day, she dreamed of exploring beyond the village, imagining lands full of magic and mystery. One rainy afternoon, as puddles shimmered on the village streets and the scent of earth filled the air, Lila climbed into her grandmother's attic. It was a treasure trove of memories, dusty trunks, faded photographs, old books, and forgotten trinkets. As she rummaged through an old wooden chest carved with stars and moons, Lila uncovered a delicate, crinkled map. It felt warm in her hands and shimmered softly in the dim light. She gasped as the map whispered, so softly she could barely hear, "Find the Moonlight Forest and discover its secret." Lila's heartbeat quickened. No one in Willowbrook dared enter the Moonlight Forest at night. It was a place of legend, said to be filled with glowing trees and hidden magic. That night, the map glowed faintly on her bedside table. Lila lay awake, tracing its mysterious lines and symbols, her mind swirling with wonder and excitement. The next morning, she packed carefully her lantern, a warm scarf knitted by her grandmother, some bread and honey, her favorite notebook to record adventures, and her lucky stone, a smooth blue gift from her mother. As the sun rose in soft hues of pink and gold, Lila took a deep breath and set off toward the edge of the village, where the forest waited. Chapter 2. The Friendly Owl and the Lost Squirrel. The forest edge was alive with birdsong and the rustle of leaves. The air smelled fresh and sweet. Lila clutched the map, which glowed brighter the closer she got. Suddenly, a shadow swept down from above. A large owl with golden eyes, glowing like lanterns in the trees, landed nearby. "Are you seeking the Moonlight Forest?" the owl asked, his voice calm and gentle. "Yes," Lila replied, surprised but feeling safe. "I am Orion," the owl said, spreading his broad wings. "I know these woods well and will guide you safely." They walked deeper into the forest where the trees grew taller and sunlight danced on leaves. A tiny squeak interrupted the calm. A small squirrel with a fluffy tail appeared, looking lost and frightened. "Hello," Lila said softly. "Are you lost?" The squirrel nodded, twitching its nose. "Don't worry, we'll help you." Orion led them along safe paths, and Lila shared some bread with the hungry squirrel. They named him Nutkin. Together, the trio continued, with Nutkin hopping eagerly, trusting Lila and Orion to keep him safe. Chapter 3. The Glowing Path and the Singing Stones. As the sun dipped lower, the forest began to glow softly. The silver leaves shimmered like stars, and the path lit up with glowing flowers and sparkling stones. Lila noticed some stones hummed gently. When she tapped them, they sang soft, melodic notes, tiny chimes carried by the breeze. "Those are the singing stones," Orion explained. "They guard the forest's magic and guide travelers who are kind and brave." Lila and Nutkin played with the stones, creating a quiet song that echoed through the trees. Rounding a bend, they came upon a crystal-clear stream. Rainbow-colored fish darted beneath the surface, and delicate water lilies floated peacefully. Beside the stream grew a giant ancient tree, the heart tree, its bark glowing with softly pulsing runes. "This tree holds the forest's magic," Orion said. "Many come seeking its wisdom." Lila placed her hand on the bark and felt a warm, gentle energy spread through her fingers and up her arm. At the tree's base, a ring of glowing mushrooms circled a shimmering pond that mirrored the moon rising high in the sky. Chapter 4. The Secret of the Pond and the Dreamlight Lantern. Lila knelt by the pond, gazing into its shimmering surface. Her reflection wavered, then changed, showing brave adventures, new friends, and joyful moments she hoped to find. "The Moonlight Forest reveals the heart's truest dreams," whispered Orion. "If you believe in yourself, magic will help bring them to life." Lila closed her eyes and whispered her dreams softly to the water. The pond rippled and glowed brighter. Suddenly, Nutkin scampered to a nearby stump and found an old lantern covered in moss but glowing faintly. Lila picked it up carefully. Inside, the lantern's light danced like captured fireflies. "This is a dreamlight lantern," said Orion. It will light your way through dark times and remind you to follow your heart. Holding the lantern, Lila felt braver than ever. The forest seemed to join the celebration, soft music filled the air, glowing mushrooms brightened, and the trees rustled like whispered encouragement. Chapter 5: The Journey Home Under the Stars. The moon climbed higher, bathing the forest in silver light. The magical glow faded as dawn painted the sky. Lila, Nutkin, and Orion began their journey back, their footsteps light on the soft forest floor. The trees waved silver leaves in farewell, and fireflies blinked like tiny stars around them. At the village edge, morning birds began their songs. Lila hugged her lucky stone and held the dreamlight lantern close. A peaceful warmth filled her heart, knowing the Moonlight Forest's magic would always be with her, a shining light on all her adventures to come. Back in her cozy bed, with the map glowing softly on her nightstand, Lila drifted to sleep, dreaming of wonders and new friends awaiting her in the days ahead.